welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, my name is Alyssa, and if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be reading scary night shift stories. So the reason I got this idea is because I personally really like these kind of stories. I wanted to try to do a little bit more Reddit stories on my channel because I really enjoy doing them. They're a lot of fun for me. I like hearing these in general, so if I wasn't reading them to you guys, I'd probably just be finding them somewhere else on YouTube. Like from Cannibal, I'm gonna find his name so then I can promote his channel. What's his name? Southern Cannibal and Mr. Nightmare. They both do really awesome videos and those type of things. Those are like my favorite YouTubers. So yeah, thank you guys to those two YouTubers. Thank you for your inspiration and for helping me get video ideas. If you aren't new, you're probably noticing the camera quality increasingly better than before. I typically film on my phone, and this is actually my friend's camera, so thank you, Judah, for giving me your camera for these videos. I really appreciate it. Anywho, I'm going to be reading to you guys today scary night shift stories, and I hope you don't get too scared. So here is the first story. I used to work late shift as classroom IT support for a college. We didn't get a lot of high priority calls from night classes, so among other duties, we'd get a lot of repairs and maintenance done that couldn't be done when the classes were in use during the day. I don't mind the dark, so I wasn't in the habit of turning lights in the classrooms on if I was just going to do something real quick on the computer. Well, I had a ticket to install something on the instructor PC in a classroom I had never been in before. It's about 10 p.m. when I get around to this ticket and I head into the room. I get about halfway across the room and suddenly freeze. The hair on the back of my neck standing up, and I feel 100% that I'm being watched. No, I'm surrounded. Then, as my eyes start to adjust, I see them. This entire classroom is encircled by hospital beds sticking out from the walls. In every bed, there's a person sitting up looking right at me. Holy effing shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I blurted out before finally realizing that they're all just plastic dummies and I was in a nursing classroom. I mean, at least it wasn't like that scary, but fuck, man, if I saw that shit, I'd be shitting my ass off. Here is story number 2. My time to shine. I work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. at a hospital. It's a small hospital that usually has an entire wing closed at time, and a lot of the lights are turned off at night except for some of the unit lights and the main hallways. That being said, people die there pretty often as it is a hospital. I was sitting in the ICU watching heart monitors one night, and all of a sudden room 10's monitor switched on. Now there's nobody in room 10, so that kind of spooked me, being that the only way to activate it was to be in the room or by me at the desk. Thinking it was the janitor cleaning, I disregarded it and switched it back to standby. About an hour later, it switched on again. I knew it wasn't the janitor because I had just walked past the room a minute earlier from getting a drink, so this time I get up to go check it out. I walk down the dark hallway and get to room 10. The door was closed and I could tell the lights were off in the room. I opened the door and nobody was in the room. As I went to turn the monitor off, the door closed behind me. No. It scared the shit out of me and I felt like someone was standing next to me. I turned the monitor off and left the room. I asked my coworkers who had been there longer if they ever had anything weird happen. Most said no, but 2 of them said they've seen a ghost sitting on the bed in room 10. I don't believe in ghosts because I've never actually seen one, but I'm definitely a little bit spooked by room 10. I feel like whether or not you actually believe in ghosts and something like that happens to you, like, come on. You can't tell me that's not paranormal, because obviously there's no one there, right? Story number 3. I used to work in a warehouse. Oh my god, I can't read today. I used to work in a warehouse that was really a grass seed factory where we stored, cleaned, bagged all of the seed that we brought in. For a while, I was working the late shift, 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. And I've got to say, when you're really out in the middle of nowhere, farmland for literally miles around, not only does it get dark, but everything can suddenly start getting really quiet really quick. Just the whole darkness and quiet can really be kind of creepy and definitely can make you check behind yourself more than a few times. Definitely hurried to my car once or twice after shutting everything down, and the quiet was literally deafening after 10 hours of constant noise. There's nothing after that, so that wasn't really that scary. That was a letdown. Here is story number 4. Not my story, but my nan's. She used to work in a hospital as a nurse. She's 83 now, so this was some time ago. The hospital was a geriatric hospital called Barnes Convalescent Home, and it's shut down now. Anyway, the hospital was reported to be haunted by a gray lady who would be frequently seen by nurses on their shift. They would often hear people walking around upstairs and doors closing and banging, even though no one could get to the floor above and it was locked. This would happen every night. Anyway, my nan was on a night shift waiting in the reception area, and she went to check on a patient. The patient had passed away, so my nan left the room. As she turned to leave, she heard the sound of glass smashing, and she turned and saw the window was smashed. She left to get someone to clean it up, and when they came back, the window was fixed and there was no glass, even though she swears that there was glass everywhere. Things used to go missing, and late at night, people would be seen wandering corridors and unrecognized and responsive to the nurses. My theory, I think it says, sorry, I think there's like a major spelling mistake. It says there have been other stories reported about this hospital. Wow. It's now been turned into a housing estate. I'm sorry, what the... Here's story number 5. My best friend worked in a morgue during his undergraduate years, studying with the intent to be a doctor. He was working graveyard shift one night. I get a call from him screaming, shouting about how he's going to quit his job and his career and pursue English literature instead. After several minutes of this, he finally calmed down and told me what happened. It seems that he was at his desk studying, and suddenly the corpse across the room sat up rapidly and its head turned to him. What? What the fuck? Oh my god. He ran outside to the parking lot and called me, shouting and pacing around, hyperventilating. Later, he explained that this sometimes happens before the bodies are drained. Their muscles contract, typically in the arms or legs, but sometimes the abdomen muscles or neck muscles. So you're telling me someone could actually be the Walking Dead? So I'm not crazy believing in the fact that that could actually happen. Oh my... I'm scared now. Okay, here is story number 6. I work as a CNA in a nursing home, and some residents are out of their mind. Well, one night, a CNA from the other side of the faculty came over and said that there had been an emergency call light go off in the bathroom of one of her rooms. Both residents in that room are total care, and in no possible way could they have gotten out of bed, pulled the call light cord, and gotten back in bed to be asleep and snoring in the 60 seconds it took to check on them. Uh-oh. Later on in the night, we had an alarm go off. on one of our outside doors. Still the middle of the night. Most residents are still sleeping and nobody is missing that could have gone out the door to set the alarm off. We chalk it up to some asshole kid pulling on the door from the outside. The door's magnetic locks are designed to open if you put pressure on them for 10 seconds. It's required emergency precaution. A nurse and I walked the perimeter of the building, but don't see anything suspicious. About 10 minutes after we get back inside, I'm checking on my residents when I hear one of them talking to someone. I go in the room to check on her and she's just laying there looking at the side of her bed. I ask her what was going on because I heard her talking and she says, "He wants to get out of bed." He what? I ask. He wants to get out of bed. Who wants to get out of bed? The little boy. She said. He wants to get out. He wants to get on the bed. Oh, he wants to get on the bed. Sorry, I'm getting nervous. He wants to get on the bed, but I can't help him up. I freaked. I checked the whole room from top to bottom and every corner and possible hiding spot. Didn't find anything, but I was on the edge the rest of the shift. Holy fuck. That doesn't sit right with me. That was definitely a ghost. I don't know. I think that was a ghost. I don't think it was some kid who did it. Because, I mean, the lady saw it, right? So. Okay, here is story number 6. Working the night shift once at a power plant during the winter, I'm pretty sure we saw a ghost. Oh, that's a great way to start off a story. It was brutally cold and had snowed about a foot, so we had called in some extra hands to help with the freezing. Around 2:30 a.m., the 5 of us went into the break room through the front door to get some coffee and warm up. There's this old man sitting in the break room having a cup of coffee, but never said a word. Just a small raise of his cup and walked out the back door which went into the plant. We all stood there wondering who the hell that was. Opened the back door and there were no footprints in the snow or anything, just smooth, untouched snow. Still creeps all of us out to this day, and that was almost 4 years ago. We still mention it every winter. That was definitely a ghost. If more than one person even saw it, that was a ghost. Alright, here's story number 7. I work as a security guard. Most of the time, I'm stationed at an abandoned bakery warehouse. So I guess it's kind of the same building, I don't know. It's always an overnight shift. One night I was doing my first patrol on the inside of the warehouse. It's been abandoned for 3 years and inside it just looks like everyone disappeared. Wow. There's still hard hats, cigarette butts in the break room, etc, etc. Oh my god, I don't know why I say etc. You guys get what I'm saying, but it's etc. I went into the darkest part where the yeast tanks, the ovens, and the conveyor belts are. I don't like it in there anyways. There's no lights, no windows, and you have to walk through with a flashlight. It's very cluttered and easy to get lost back there. I always feel something watching me back there too. I got super nervous and started whistling to myself. When I stopped whistling, I heard a shuffling noise behind me, so I turned around. Fuck. Nothing there. When I turn back around, I hear what sounded like a metallic object hitting the side of one of the tanks. So I'm trying to think how to like imitate that for you guys. So I think it's something like that because this is metal, but so something like that. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel so stupid, but I think it's something like that. I don't know. Okay, where was I? When I turned. Okay. Then my flashlight dimmed. I pulled out my phone to use the light on that, and then my phone crashed. I got the fuck out of there. You better. Funny thing, everything worked just fine when I came outside. Maybe it was you, darling. Sorry. Here's story number 8. I'm the night manager of a castle which also operates as a hotel. I occasionally find the gates open when I do my rounds, which can be worrying, and fuses tend to blow often, which leave you in complete darkness. There was one night, though, at about 3. I'm assuming that's in the morning, because he's on night shift. When I was walking around the courtyard, I looked up to see a woman staring at me from one of the room windows, which I could have sworn was unoccupied that night. She watched me for about half an hour as I collected wood for the fire and did my rounds. When I got back to the reception desk, I found the fire list, which shows us all the guests in the house. But I decided not to look to see if the room was actually occupied. I've also had other staff members tell me stories about all the ghosts that supposedly hang around. Luckily, I have not seen anything else yet. I mean, if there's ghosts in the hotel, there most likely was a ghost there, don't you think? Maybe? I don't know. Here is story number 9. I was a janitor at a local gym. I was mopping the floors and had my back to the door, listening to my iPod. I turned around and there was a man dressed in a super sketchy dollar store UPS costume. He had his finger pressed to the glass, smiling and tapping on the window with one finger. So like, fuck, that's scary. Scared the shit out of me. He said to let him in to deliver a package. Mind you, it's 1:30 a.m. So yeah, obviously not delivering a package. I said fuck that and called the cops. They found him trying to break into a house down the road. Damn, I wonder what would happen if he was stupid. And here is for the last and 10th story. Working in a restaurant at 2:30 a.m., some dude shows up and is just watching us through the front window. Seemed drunk at first. Ignored him for a few minutes, turned back around, he had a huge fucking rock in his hand, sorry, I didn't mean to swear, and lifts it above his head and slams it against the window, shattering the outside layer. He then looks directly at us and says, "I'm going to kill all of you." We dialed the police immediately and armed ourselves with kitchen knives. He wandered back to his car and sped off. The cops got there maybe 8 minutes later, but couldn't find the guy. Cops are useless, I'm sorry. Honestly, at some point I would really like to work a night shift and see if something interesting happens, because, I mean, I've worked the night shift before, I think till like 12 I've worked, which isn't technically night shift because that's only till like 12. I've had some weird people come in, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yeah, if it happens in the future, I'll probably make a whole video on it if you guys want. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed these stories, and if you want to read them yourself, you can check them out on Reddit. I believe the website is Ask Reddit. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please smash the like button if you like this video, and please subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content. You don't have to, but it's just a suggestion. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great day, night, evening, whatever time of day it is for you guys. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.